Well, we're coming down to the end of our program this evening, but one of our traditions is to recognize what we consider the highest award that we bestow on one of our staff members. And as I share with you who this person is, I'm sure it will become very clear. But I'd like to just start a little bit about the background about the award itself. The first ever Carpe Diem Award was presented to Sam Castellano in the year 2005. Sam, as many of you know, was our former Associate Executive Director and currently serves as the CEO of the Darke County YMCA. Sam was an obvious choice as the first recipient based on his character, work ethic, and commitment to serving others at the very highest level. Since recognizing Sam, our Y has been very fortunate and blessed to have had several other individuals who have been equally deserving. They are Shirley Sprague, Shar King, Jean McMahon, Pat Friend, Mark Holscher, Don Herrick, and Don Davis. This year, we have another outstanding recipient that is truly deserving of this award. But to keep the suspense going, before I share who that might be, let me quickly share with you a bit more about what this award represents. The Standard Dictionary definition of Carpe Diem is derived from a Latin word, meaning to seize the day, to enjoy the present as opposed to placing all hope in the future. For our YMCA, the meaning is a little more specific than that. We honor this person with this title because they represent someone who is committed to excellence in every way. They take initiative rather than waiting on someone else to do the job. They provide exemplary leadership, and most importantly, they put into practice the core YMCA values of respect, caring, responsibility, and honesty in every facet of their life. At this time, it is my great honor and pleasure to share with you the 2016 Carpe Diem honoree, Elizabeth Grace. Okay, we're going to make you suffer a little bit, so you have to stand over here while I say all these good things about you. As I begin to share with you all the reasons Elizabeth was selected for this top honor, you would think the most obvious reason would be related to the amazing work she and her team accomplished this past year. The work that resulted in producing the largest growth our Child Development Center has ever seen since the program started over 32 years ago. Well, as important and significant as that all is for our Y, those accomplishments only really begin to scratch the surface for the many reasons why Elizabeth was chosen as this year's Carpe Diem Award winner. Elizabeth's first involvement with our Y started back in 2008 as our business assistant. Remember those days? I bet you do. But when the opportunity presented itself back in August of 2013 to hire a new director for our child development program, Elizabeth, with her extensive background, including a master's degree in education, and her proven track record of serving our members, was, as they say, a no-brainer decision. Elizabeth had inherited a challenging situation when she first stepped into the position. But as a new vision was cast for what we knew was possible, Elizabeth embraced the challenge and began a remarkable journey that has resulted in creating a child development program that is second to none. Now, instead of worrying about how many staff we need to cut back on due to a declining enrollment, one of our biggest challenges is how do we accommodate the long list of parents waiting and hoping to get their child in our program. Elizabeth was honored in 2015 by being selected as one of only 15 other directors from across the state to participate in a year-long program called DECL, Developing Early Childhood Leaders. She was also accepted and trained to become a national YMCA trainer on living in our cause. This course is designed specifically to help teach other YMCA professionals how to better spread the YMCA's mission and cause. If we were to list and share all of the accomplishments and improvements Elizabeth and her team have made this past year, we truly would be here until the wee hours of the night. So, in keeping this presentation to a reasonable time frame, and Doug, I'm sure you appreciate that, let me share with you just some of the more remarkable and outstanding accomplishments Elizabeth has been a part of. After almost a full year of working and making the necessary changes and improvements, our Child Development Program was awarded a second star as part of the Step Up to Quality program. This very intense and involved rating system is managed and operated by the state of Ohio and requires meeting several hundred standards and requirements, including several on-site inspections. Never being satisfied and recognizing the great benefits, Elizabeth and her team are well on their way to attaining our third star. It is hoped this will be completed sometime this fall. Very closely associated with accomplishments connected to Step Up to Quality is the time Elizabeth has spent in developing a great staff team. You just heard about one of our very best in Christy Miller, and we have several others here tonight. Others include a former Sydney City School retired teacher. Other teachers we have are currently working on their secondary education, and the list goes on. Elizabeth's goal is to have at least 75% of her lead teaching staff attain either a 2- or 4-year college degree in early childhood education. Out of 13 classrooms, 8 staff are already there, and 3 more are in the process of completing their degrees. It is clear that Elizabeth values and understands the benefit of what a high-caliber team can make possible. As mentioned before, our program has experienced a tremendous amount of growth under Elizabeth's leadership. One of the main areas was the expansion of our preschool program. Several new classes were added with highly qualified teachers using curriculum aligned to Ohio's early learning and development standards for kindergarten readiness. As a result, from January 2015 to January 2016, enrollment increased by 65 children, bringing our overall total of children served on a weekly basis to over 170 children. Numerous special events were created and implemented as part of a very comprehensive year-round schedule. Some of these included preschool literacy nights, breakfast with Santa, Princess Tea, and Star Wars Jedi Night parties, my favorite. Rounding out some of the more significant additions and improvements was the installation of security pads at each of our main doors. Now parents have the added peace of mind knowing that their children are that much safer. And finally, for the first time in our program, a kindergarten readiness camp was offered as a result of Elizabeth's efforts. The response by parents was so great, the program had to be extended to accommodate all who were interested in having their child be a part of it. I'm proud and honored to call Elizabeth a friend and a colleague. I'm also very grateful for being associated with someone like her who allows their faith in God to be a guiding force and demonstrates that faith in how she leads, cares, and serves others. Elizabeth has 3 children. Don't cry, you're going to make me cry. Elizabeth has 3 children, one currently working for us. Another is a former employee, but mostly she loves being a grandma for her 2 grandchildren. Yeah. So, Miss Elizabeth, on behalf of all of our members, both small and large, and on behalf of our board and staff, I am honored to present you with our highest staff recognition, the 2016 Carpe Diem Award. It gives me great pleasure to do that. Let me read to you what the plaque itself says. Sydney Shelby County YMCA Carpe Diem Award, presented to Elizabeth Grace for your commitment to excellence, for providing exemplary leadership, and for putting into practice the YMCA values in every facet of your life, March 31, 2016. And if I could add one more word, it would be honor. So, thank you very much.